Hey, Algebra 2. So I wanted to talk through the problem on page 76 in case you wanted to kind of have a chance to go through another problem here. So we've got a receptionist for a doctor. Ashley, her job is to schedule appointments. So she has 20 minutes for a routine visit and 40 for a surgery. The doctor can't do more than 6 surgeries per day, and the office has 7 hours a day for appointments. If an office visit costs $55, surgeries cost $125. We want to find a combination of office visits and surgeries to maximize income. And so that last sentence, again, like I said, start at the end. So find, what are we trying to find? We're trying to find a combination of how many office visits and surgeries to maximize income. And so that combination of office visits and surgeries, that's the X and Y. That's what we're trying to find. So X is the number of office visits, Y would be the number of surgeries, right? And so remember, what you're trying to find is your variables, and that helps kind of put everything else in place to help to write your objective function and to write your inequalities, your constraints. And so if we're going to maximize income, well, let's see, we are told some stuff about income. We're told office visit is 55 and surgeries is 125. That's the cost that a patient would pay, so that's their income. And so what we do is have our objective function would be income equals 55x plus 125y. Okay. Then we have to figure out our constraints. Okay, so our constraints, let's see. We're told the doctor can't do more than 6 surgeries a day. And what I noticed there is that's really kind of a straightforward constraint. It's just number of surgeries can't be more than 6. Okay, and then the office has 7 hours a day for appointments. And so I noticed, okay, 7 hours, but the appointments were either 20 minutes or 40 minutes. So we've got to either convert hours to minutes or minutes to hours. I'd much rather deal with like a bigger number of minutes, like 7 hours times 60 is 420 minutes. I'd much rather deal with that than like 1/3 of an hour and 2/3 of an hour. Like, we don't need to make our lives harder than they have to be. So let's do 7 hours. We'll make that 420 minutes. So our constraint is 420 minutes. And so I have surgeries, the constraint is just 6. And then minutes a day, time, you could just call it time, is 20 minutes for every office visit and 40 minutes for every surgery. That's Y, right? And we know that that's constrained by 420 minutes total. So we can then create our inequalities using that. And so surgeries can't be more than 6. Well, just Y has to be less than or equal to 6. And then my minutes per day, 20x plus 40y has to be less than or equal to 420. And then we have our kind of two that you have to have x is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0. We need our kind of boundaries on it because we can't have negative surgeries or appointments, office visits. So then to make your sketch, you need your x and y intercepts. So for y is less than or equal to 6, that's just at 0, 6. Right, that's our horizontal line. For the 20x plus 40y, 0, blank, blank, 0. All right, so then if we do 400, cover up the y, 420 divided by 20, we get 21. That's our x-intercept. And then for the y-intercept, we'll do 420 divided by 40. We find out that that's 10.5. Okay, so here is what your sketch would look like. Right, so we'll have y-intercepts 10.5 and 6. I have our horizontal line, y equals 6. And then my x-intercept is 21, 0. And so this is the graph we end up with for our constraints. And we don't know that intersection point yet. We have to find that. Okay, so let's pretend that that's not there yet. We don't know that. All right, so then to find our intersection point, right, we now want to find the corner points. We've got 3 of them. We just need to find that 4th one. And so that's where I'm going to solve the system between the 2 lines, the horizontal line y equals 6 and the diagonal line at 20x plus 40y less than or equal, or is equal to 420. Since I'm just finding the intersection points, we can use equals. You can also solve it on a calculator. This one's easy substitution because we already know y is 6. So you just plug 6 in, you end up with x equals 9. So now we can get that point back. Yay, okay. All right, so we have our 4 corner points. We know our objective function was the 55x plus 125y. And so we fill in our corner points. 0, 0, 0, 6, 21, 0, 9, 6. Plug in x and y for each of those corner points into the objective function, and when we do the math, we find out that at the point 9 comma 6 we have $1,245 of income. So to summarize, to maximize our income, she should schedule 9 office visits and 6 surgeries to make $1,245. Hope that helps. Thanks.